It's much easier to say, I can't eat enough food, I don't know what to eat, I don't have the means to get the nutrition, than it is to say, I can't stay disciplined, I can't stay consistent, I'm incapable of doing the hard work. You see, it's much easier, it's much simpler to blame your diet than it is to blame your lack of consistency or your lack of effort. You have to realize that these two things are the primary driver when it comes to growth. You showing up and doing the hard work is all that's going to matter when it comes to seeing your progress. If you really think about it, it's all that's going to matter. It's going to drive your progress, it's going to drive your growth. You staying committed is what's actually going to sustain your progress. I promise you, if you're showing up, you're staying consistent, you're staying rigorously disciplined, you're putting 110% effort in the gym, even if your diet's not perfect, even if your diet's not optimal, you're going to grow. You're not just going to not grow. You're not going to not see results because your diet's not perfect. People like to blame their diet the same way people like to blame their genetics. It takes the most amount of burden off of themselves and it puts it onto something else. I can't eat enough. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to eat. I don't have the means to get the food that I need. The reality is, unless you literally cannot afford the fucking food in order to grow, it's not your diet that's holding you back. It's your lack of consistency, your lack of discipline, your lack of drive, and your lack of effort when it comes to training. But if you want the hard truth, if you actually want to see results, if you're tired of constantly looking up for advice and you actually want to, instead of looking up for advice, actually seeing progress, then this is the advice that you need. You gotta push yourself really hard in order to see growth. You gotta stay consistent in order to see growth. If you do these things, it's very hard to not see growth. It's very hard to not see progress. If you're doing these things, you're going to see progress. You're not going to not see progress if you're staying consistent, if you're putting in the hard work, if you're showing up, you're going to see progress, bro. Yeah, it might not be, as optimal as it can be. Of course, your diet plays a huge role in that. I'm not denying that. Listen, I understand that you think it's your diet. It makes sense. You can't eat enough. That's why you're not able to grow. And physically, that does make sense. Listen, the hard truth is you are not training to deserve growth. The first 1 year, 1.5 years of the gym, I went with one of my friends. He doesn't know anything about the gym. He doesn't know the difference between strength training or hypertrophy training. He doesn't know protein. He doesn't know that you need to prioritize protein. He doesn't know anything, bro. The only thing he does is he loves to show up consistently. He loves the pain. He won't miss a day unless he absolutely has to. And on top of that, he trains really hard. I think the only thing he knows is that, caffeine makes him feel better for the gym, something like that. But bro, he literally doesn't know anything about the gym. He doesn't research any movements, nothing. But he just shows up and he does a lot of hard work. And me and him were neck and neck for the first 1 year of the gym. He just showed up and he was more jacked than pretty much all of our other peers. Me and him were more jacked than all of our other peers. We had the most progress in the gym. You guys are obsessed over, diet, lean bulking, lean gaining, recomps, all these things. Yes, I'll make some videos about that because that's what's going to get clicks. But the hard reality is if you're still watching this video, yes, your diet, yes, it supports the back end. You need a surplus. So if you struggle to eat, you can eat more food. It's not that hard to get into a caloric surplus. I promise you, it's not that difficult. But your main thing that's driving your progress, the front end, the thing that's actually going to create the fucking stimulus that you need in order to grow muscle, the thing that's actually going to shape your body is the training, the consistency. The diet is on the back end, it's a supporting character. But without the front side, without this, you can't have this. This doesn't matter. I see so many guys, they're worrying about macros, carbs, gaining fat. Bro, you're not fat. You're skinny and weak. You need to go to the gym. You need to stay consistent. You need to hit it hard. I know this is not popular advice among the community. Most guys really and truly do believe it's their diet. But, I'm telling you, it's not your diet. It's your training and consistency. It's like if you ask a girl how to get girls, they'll tell you a bunch of random blue pill stuff, right? But we know that that's not how you get girls, right? Like we get to do the red pill or black pill or whatever. It's the same thing I'm telling you. You guys think that your problem is diet. I'm telling you, as someone who's not skinny, the problem is not your diet. It might be a factor, but the real issue is your lack of consistency and your lack of effort. If you do this correctly and get it right, this will fall into place. It will be intuitive. It will happen naturally. If you train hard, you stay consistent, you'll have the appetite to eat and support your gains. Anyways, guys, rant over. I hope you liked the video. Check out my link in the description for further guidance. Like the video if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one.